Hi friends, welcome to episode 38 of the Quirky Monday Craftcast. My name is Kalisha and you can find me anywhere online as Nadira Tani. Thank you for coming to spend some time with me this week. If you are a new viewer, welcome. If you are a returning viewer, welcome back. I'm coming to you today from my home in Central Florida, as usual, and we have lots of crafty things to chat about. First, I would like to say, holy smokes, because the Quirky Monday Craftcast hit 500 subscribers. What? I'm going to chalk it up to the fact that you guys loved my awesome dance moves a couple episodes ago. But thank you so much. This is a crazy milestone that is just so amazing. So later on in the episode, we will talk more about that. The second thing that I wanted to talk about at the top of the episode is an idea that I have. So you may be aware that May, didn't say what date today is. Today is May 8th, BT dubs. You may be aware that May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and that being said, I wanted to do something in honor of the month to bring awareness to like the different, I almost hesitate to say struggles, but I mean sometimes it is a struggle, sometimes it's just something that you deal with, you know, sometimes that's life, but I wanted to do something. So what I thought about was doing a yarn bombing, and not just, it doesn't have to be like a ginormous thing. What the idea is to make small green ribbons, as green is the awareness color for mental health. You can knit them or crochet them, and I'm gonna do like a little tutorial on like how to make a crochet ribbon. It's super simple, but I wanted to do that. And so the idea would be to make a green ribbon. It can either be for yourself or for someone that you know that struggles with, you know, mental health issues or whatnot. And with that ribbon, what we would do is attach like a little tag with an encouraging message on it. One that I definitely know that I will be attaching to mine is going to be the "You're Not Alone" sentiment, because that by far is the most heartwarming and fulfilling response that I have gotten whenever I talk about, you know, mental health on here. Is someone always reminds me, or not necessarily reminds me, but someone always comments like, it's good to know that I'm not alone. So yes, I will be making my crochet green ribbons with a tag on it that says "You are not alone," "You are loved." I had like a whole list that I came up with the other day, but those are the two main ones that come to my mind right now. But what we're going to be doing, or what I would like us to be doing with those ribbons, is hanging them up in public places. So if there's a park nearby you, or a library or something like that, I would love them to be in a place where other people can see them and also see the message that they carry. So yeah, I'm planning for the official day to be the last Saturday of May, which I believe is the 26th, and we'll put out all of our yarn bombs. And the hashtag for them for Instagram is going to be MHA Love Bomb. And my idea for that, or the reason that I really wanted to have a hashtag for it, is so that those of us participating can share our love bombs on Instagram with the people that follow us on Instagram, but also anyone else searching that hashtag, or anyone else that's participating, can look at that hashtag and see what encouragement other people are putting out. So I'm really excited about that. I also want to put the hashtag just mental health awareness or mental health awareness month, so that anyone not in like a fibery community or anything like that, anyone who is searching mental health awareness can come across our love bombs. And I think that would be an awesome and easy way to brighten the corners where we are. So yeah, look out for that little video that I'm going to do, a tutorial on how to make a crocheted awareness ribbon. And you can hang up 1, hang up 17, whatever, however many you want to do, you do you. But I'm super excited about this. Honestly, when I started thinking about it, I started getting really anxious and nervous to share this idea. And then thinking about going out in public and hanging them up somewhere. And then, you know, your mind gets going. You're like, what if I'm hanging it up and somebody asks me what I'm doing? And then I was just like, well, then, Kalisha, you tell them what you're doing. And you tell them why you're doing it. And yeah, and you speak. So that's my idea for Mental Health Awareness Month. So if you would love to, if you want to participate, I would love it if you would. If nobody participates, I'm going to do it. And feel free to look at the hashtag MHA Love Bombs to see everything that I do. So yes, again, I would love it if you participate. Hang up a love bomb for yourself, or hang up a love bomb for someone that, or for someone else. So that will bring us right into the crafty content. I don't think there was anything else I wanted to talk about right now. Right. So we have finished objects, y'all. I'm so proud of myself. Okay, the first finished object that I have is my pair of Exceedingly Vanilla socks by Amanda Steck. Ugh. And here they are. Dun, dun, dun. And they fit amazingly well. Like, I have had them on the sock blocker for probably a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks, because I wanted them to be all nice to show you guys, because I really have wanted to wear these socks this week. So like I said, this is the Exceedingly Vanilla sock pattern by Amanda Steck, also known as Andy from the 10,000 Stitches podcast. And is she Pearlbug on Instagram? It's either Pearlbug on Instagram or the Pearlbug. I'll put it at the bottom. So these are my socks. The contrast color is, what is this contrast color? You guys remember, right? Something coral. Trekking Sport. That's what it is, in the coral colorway. This striping is knit 1, crochet 2, tie-dye stripes, tie-dye socks, skinny stripes, in the Coral Sea colorway. Oh yeah, look at me remembering details. I didn't even write that down. So yeah, they're finished, and this is the first sock. You can see you have the garter ridge edging, which was pretty cool. One thing I have discovered is that I absolutely suck at picking up along a garter edge. Can't do it. It's trash. Like, I'm looking at this one stitch on this side, and I'm just like, I don't even understand what you're holding on to right now. Oh well, as long as my sock stays on my foot, I'm good. So yeah, so this is the first sock where I did a good job on that garter edging. This is the second sock, oops, sorry, where things went awry. What is happening? So there's like stockinette. I forgot that I was supposed to be knitting every row, and I just switched back and forth, so I ended up with like stockinette at the beginning, and then I was like, oh crap, I was supposed to be doing garter, and then I did garter for this much, and then I forgot and went back to stockinette right there, and then I switched back to garter, and then I have like garter for like a long time, and then there's like stockinette foolishness. I have no idea what I was doing when I was knitting this heel, but shenanigans and tomfoolery were afoot. The same thing happens on this side, except for I did a better job at the garter because it goes pretty much all the way down. But shenanigans, tomfoolery, don't care. Socks are done. The last thing I want to say about these were my cinema knitting when Lamar and I went to go see Infinity War. I knit from here to here in the movie, and I'm so proud of myself, and I didn't drop any stitches. I was just like a knitting beast. Oh yeah. And then finished out the sock. So yeah, yay. So those can be put into my box of socks. More than likely those will be on my feet tomorrow if I work. My next finished object is, I feel like every one of these finished objects needs a drum roll because I'm like so excited about them. So excited, so excited. Dun, 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 dun. Yay! It is my, what is in here? Oh, the tag. It is my braiding party slouchy hat. So there she is in all of her slouchy goodness. I have all of my stitch markers on here because I'm still updating the pattern for this. This is a pattern that I'm writing. The original hat was just a standard like fitted beanie, and then I modified it to be slouchy to accommodate all of my hair. So I'm gonna put this on. Ta-da! Look at it. I'm so proud. So I finished this last night. I really like it. It has quite a bit of space. Side note, I'm having way too much fun with all of these stitch markers on here because it makes me feel really fancy. I don't know why, because I'm like, I don't even know if you guys can hear that, but whatever. So yeah, it's got the 2x2 ribbed brim, and then it goes straight into the cable pattern. The only thing for me that's kind of a concern is that I feel like the brim is kind of loose. I don't know. It's not as tight as my Orion hat, but it fits. It doesn't fall off, so I guess that's, I mean, do you like the brims of your hats to be tighter, like to feel like they're hugging your head? Or, because this feels like it's on there, it's not squeezing my head, but it's, I feel like it could be pulled off really easily. Like if I spun around in a circle really fast, I feel like it would fly off. I don't know why I would be doing that in like regular adult life, but you have to be prepared for things because you never know what might happen. I might get on a merry-go-round. I don't know. I might ride a roller coaster and then I lose my hat. I don't know. I don't know. How tight do you like the brims of your hats? Leave a comment down below. Okay, so braiding party hat is done. The last time I showed this, I was super nervous about the decrease business. So I did put in a lifeline and worked the decreases as I had them written in my original pattern. And I'm happy to say that it works perfectly. I actually didn't have to adjust anything. I didn't have to adjust anything. The only difference is in the original size hat, the decreases bring you down to 6 stitches, and in the slouchy hat they bring you down to 10 stitches. So yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. Now me and my mommy have matching hats. Hooray! And this is made from the Joy DK yarn. It's 100% acrylic from Michaels. This is how much I have left. So you can get a slouchy braiding party hat out of one ball with extras. So I could do a pom-pom. Does it need a pom-pom, guys? Does it need a pom-pom? Everything needs a pom-pom. So yeah, that will be another pattern that will, within the next few months, or whatever, I'm going to say few months because who knows with time, will be up for test knitting, and I will let you guys know how that goes. The next finished object is one that I did not write on my notes, but I finished it. I think I finished it this week. Now, finished, I use the word finished loosely. You guys have seen this before. This, it used to be my pinwheel sweater. Now, if you have watched the podcast for any, actually not for any length of time, if you've watched the podcast for, I think I started this maybe 2 months ago in February. Was that 3 months? I don't know. I think I started this in February, either February or March. But Zakia of the Lady Wing Crafts podcast was doing a garment, spring garment cowl, and this was my garment. I will put up a picture of what it was supposed to look like here. And if I can find a picture, I think there's one on my Instagram. I'll put up a picture of how it actually looked here. Which is why I ripped the sleeves out and sewed up the armholes to make a circular afghan. Now, let me find the armhole. Here's one of the armholes. And I just like sewed it together with a whip stitch. And there's the other one. You see it right there. So this I'm calling finished. I love the colors though. This is the mandala yarn in the Spirit. Yes, the Spirit colorway. And I have the rest of this ball. So it goes from this light blue into like a cream, I think. Oh, it goes from the light blue into a light gray or a cream, one of the two. So I think I'm just going to finish out that ball, and then this will be done, and it'll be a little lap blanket. So yeah, once it was a sweater, now it is a blanket. It is reborn. So yeah, that is all of my finished objects for this week, and we shall go right along to works in progress. Now, I have 3 works in progress that are on four. Can't count. I have 4 works in progress on my list. 2 of them are living in one of my stash positions. So let me just digress into stash positions real quick. Oh my gosh, Wakanda forever. I got this from Lady Dye Yarn. She has an Instagram by the same name, and she of course dyes yarn, as her name would imply. She dyes yarn, she makes these printed project bags, and yeah, she has a bunch of really cool inspired colorways. She has a Black Panther like set of colorways about the different characters, and she also has a women set. I forget what she called it, I'll find the title of the set and put it at the bottom. But it was basically like women that inspired her, and one of them was Nikki Giovanni, and I about lost my mind. Nikki Giovanni is my favorite poet. And so back to this bag. I was scrolling on Instagram one day, you know, just scrolling as you do, and this bag came up on the screen. And I don't think I've ever purchased anything online so fast in my life. I was like, oh, it's gonna sell out! Done! So yeah, I got this. It's actually a lot bigger than I thought it was gonna be. I thought it was gonna be smaller. So I can fit like so much more stuff in here. But it has housing my 2 sock whips. Like, I cast off the Exceedingly Vanilla socks, and for about a day I was like, I want to knit another pair of socks. I don't know what I want to knit. I don't know what colors I want to use. Woes of being a crafter. And so I grabbed this yarn. It's just going everywhere. Cascade Heritage Prints. This is the colorway Tomatoes, or color number 30. It's a self-striping, self-patterning, and this is what it looks like. I decided to do a 3x1 rib, like a 2x2 cuff, and then 3x1 leg. I did the cuff 5 rows longer than I normally do, so we're gonna see how that fits. I really enjoy this. Like, that stretch is really cool. So because they're self-striping and self-patterning, I don't want to disturb the pattern sequence, the stripe sequence, so I'm going to do afterthought heels. Now I have made that decision. I don't have a contrast color for my afterthought heels. I thought about using the same orange as these, but it's not right. It's too corally. So I have some yellow that might work. We'll see. But I mean, since I'm doing afterthought heels, I don't have to make that decision now. Yeah. So this is where I'm gonna put in the heel, and then I'm just working on the foot now. So now it's just flat knitting. Is there anything else I want to say about this yarn? I think this was a birthday yarn that I bought myself. For my last 2 birthdays, I think it was 2 birthdays. Yeah, 31 and 32. I did a birthday yarn crawl where I went to a couple of my local yarn shops and, you know, purchased little something for myself. And this was one of the skeins that I got this year. So yeah, that is work in progress sock number 1. Tomato socks. I don't even like tomatoes. Speaking of tomatoes, I have tomatoes in my garden, and there's 2 little baby tomatoes on the plant. They're so cute. This is sock whip number 2. This is Deborah Norville Serenity sock in the Pink Sugar colorway. And I got this yarn a long time ago from Tuesday Morning. It was actually on sale there for $1.99. So I have 2 balls of this, and then I got some of the other colorways that they had as well. But this is how it's striping. Did I know this was gonna stripe? Yeah, it's on the label. But this is how it's striping. I really like the colors. To be honest, I bought it because it was $1.99. I don't really do a whole lot of pink, says the girl who knit an entire pink cardigan and is currently wearing a pink hat. Anyway, but this was my cinnamon knitting when Lamar and I went with our friend Tiffany to go see Infinity War. So we saw Infinity War twice, and this was my knitting for the second one. So we decided, we went to see it with Tiffany last Saturday night, and I was like, oh man, I don't have any like movie knitting. I need something that's plain knitting. And so I was like, oh, what am I gonna do? So I grabbed this sock or this yarn, and I started knitting on the cuff like Saturday afternoon. And the movie, I think, started at 7:30 or 8 o'clock. So I'm like furiously knitting, trying to get through the cuff, and you can never like focus and knit like a cuff as fast as you want to when you have like a time limit or somewhere to be. So I'm like all the way to the theater, I'm knitting through the previews and all the commercials and stuff. I'm knitting on the cuff. And how many rows did I get in? 13. Not bad. So I have a 13 row cuff, and then when it goes to the knitting is when the movie actually started. So because I didn't want to risk doing ribbing in the dark and like drop a purl stitch or something like that, because then everything would be shot to hell. So I just went ahead and went straight to knitting, and I knit I knit from the end of the ribbing to my little penguin in the movies. So that's pretty good. Comparing them, that was the first time I saw Infinity War. That was the second time. So quite a bit more knitting got done the second time around. But yeah. And it was really good. Like, my stitching is very even. I only dropped a stitch once and I was able to pick it right back up. Because I was knitting through the like commercials and I was actually watching the previews and stuff, I do have like one purl stitch out of order in the ribbing, but it's pretty good for not really looking at it at all, for real. So yeah, those are my two sock whips, and we will go to my next work in progress, which is, it was one of those things that you just want to make something, so you just start and don't really have a plan. Like, I didn't really have a plan for this, kind of, but not. So this I'm calling the Funk Aesthetic Striped Blanket. Is that what I wrote down? Yes. Funk Aesthetic Striped Blanket. This is inspired by the work of Zenobia Bailey. I spoke about her a few episodes back for Black Fibers, Black Threads, and she is a crochet designer who does amazing work. Like, it is so visually stimulating. Like, I will put up a couple pictures here so that you can see just kind of like the vibe of what she does and why her work inspired this blanket. So it is being made from Karen Simply Soft in the black colorway, and then Lion Brand Mandala in the gnome colorway. Is this gnome? I think it's gnome. The label on it is definitely wrong. But if it's not gnome, I'll put the correct number or the correct colorway at the bottom. But I'm striping those together, and this is what I have. Oh my goodness, isn't it beautiful? Look at that. It's like making my eyes go jumpy. So I'm not gonna hold it up very long just in case it's like giving you a headache, but I really like it. So, especially at the point that it's in right now, because it's all of my favorite colors. Well, most of my favorite colors, and then the next one I'm going into is orange, so that's gonna be like Kalisha. But so yeah, that's where it's going, and I'm really excited about it. It's very meditative to crochet. It's literally just a flat crochet in the round. So all of the increases are stacked on each other. So if you can see here, all of those increases, they're two double crochets in the same stitch. So they're all stacked on top of each other. So literally, you don't even have to count. All you have to do is, whenever you get to the increase on the previous round, you just increase in that stitch and you keep it moving. So it is all double crocheted just into the whole stitch, completely plain, but the striping and the color, like the color stripe of the mandala, is just giving me so much joy. So yeah, that's that project. And this one is my like stay at home, relax, watch a couple podcasts, hang out crochet project. Like it'll get done when it gets done. We're good. And I love it. And lastly, my last work in progress is my blanket for the As Seen on TV crochet along. But of course you're welcome to knit. This is an along that myself and Melody of the Melody Crochet Podcast are hosting. It is going until, I almost said February. What was that? June 1st. And the premise is you remake something that you've seen on TV or something inspired by something you've seen on TV. So I am making the blanket that I saw in the background of the movie Southside with You. As I have been doing, I will pop up a picture of it so that you can see what I'm looking at. I posted a picture of me holding up this stack of motifs that I finished, of blocks that I finished, and I was like, guess who is halfway through her blanket? This girl. Nope, this girl can't count. I was only a third of the way through my blanket, and that was a little bit heartbreaking. So now I'm halfway through my blanket. Ta-da! And I pinned a couple of them together so that you can see what it's gonna look like when I attach them. So that's how it's gonna look. Guys, I feel like everything is striped this week. Things that you realize. So this is how it's going to look. I'm actually going to be joining them with this blue, which is lighter than the lightest blue, so that's pretty cool. I'm making, it's going to be a baby blanket for my friend Ricky. They're having their first baby in July. And these are the colors and the yarn that I am using. Come on hands, there we go. So this is actually Red Heart Navy, Red Heart Super Saver in the navy colorway. This is Karen United in light blue, and this is Red Heart 1 pound in white. And then this is Red Heart Super Saver in light blue. So, ta-da! That looks really nice together. I'm excited about this. So, the reason that I pulled this one out is because I was, as I'm crocheting along, and I'm only halfway through now, I'm looking at how much yarn I have left, and crochet eats yarn for breakfast. So I'm like, I'm not gonna have enough to do all the joining and the edging and stuff, so let me see what I have in my stash. And this one is perfect. And it's not like that crispy that crispy Red Heart. Like, you know how sometimes Red Heart has the tendency to be a little crispy. This isn't that, so it's not that old. So yeah, I'm gonna join everything in this light blue, which I think is gonna be really pretty, because then when you look at the blanket, it'll go dark blue, medium blue, and then light blue. And I think that's gonna be awesome. And then of course, the border around, I will do definitely the light blue, this one, definitely this one around. If I can, I would love to be able to do one round of each of the other blues. It'll probably be like a single crochet, because if I have any left, it's gonna be like little bits. Hello, airplane flying over. So yeah, I'm really excited about this blanket. It's coming along really nicely. I have almost half of the ends woven in, and I've actually started like weaving them in as I go along. So I don't know how well you're going to be able to see this, but I'll show you on this one. So when I join the blue, and I'm crocheting this way, I crochet over the tail, and then I finish going the blue all the way around, and then when I join back the white, I crochet over the blue tail, and I go over to the corner. So I've been crocheting them over to the corner, and then I'll just either clip them off or weave them back in through like 2 stitches and then clip them off. So that way there's not a whole lot of weaving that I have to do. So yeah, that's my block. Ugh. And I finally came up with a name for this. This is going to be called the Anything Even President blanket, because the movie Southside with You is about the first date between President Obama and Mrs. Obama. And just when President Obama became president, it was like as children growing up, your parents are like, you can do anything, you know, you can even be president. And like as a black child growing up, you know, whenever anybody said like you could be president, you look at everyone who has been president in the history of the whole country, and it's only white guys. So for somebody to say you can be president, it's kind of like, yeah, I'm sure I could. But now, like when I have children, they will not know an America without a black president, which is just so amazing. So this is the Anything Even President blanket. And that's all of my works in progress, y'all. Whew, I've been talking forever. Forever, ever, forever, ever. What's next? Stashquisitions. I already showed you my Wakanda Forever bag. So we will go into this very special Stashquisition. So I received such a heartwarming, amazing email from a podcast viewer, and she sent me a box of some goodies from England. She's from England, and it was so cool. Like, I know that I talk about myself on here, obviously, but I don't know how much I expect people to like retain about me. But this box, it was I don't want to say, this box was like getting a box from a friend, because as I was going through the things, I'm like, oh my gosh, these are great. This is perfect for me. So she sent me, okay, I opened this box on FaceTime with my mom. I was like, Mom, I got a box from England. And she was like, really? What's in it? So we opened it together on FaceTime, and it was really awesome. So in the box was just so many things that kind of screamed Kalisha. So there was this pack of stickers, and they're glow in the dark because space. A bar of chocolate, which, look at me, haven't even eaten the chocolate yet because I wanted to show you guys the wrapper. This wrapper is covered with Ndinka symbols, and whenever I see the Ndinka symbols, I always look for my tattoo, which is never ever there. One day it'll be there. I have the tattoo of the Wawa Aba symbol on my wrist, but it's covered with Ndinka symbols, and that's so cool. But this is just regular milk chocolate. I will share it with Lamar. I already told him that there was chocolate and that I was going to share it with him, so I'm kind of trapped in that anyway. She sent me a really lovely note, and look at that. That is, oh, it doesn't say what it's a painting of, but it's by Grace Emily Art. Isn't that beautiful? Huh. And then, yeah, she sent me a postcard from Liverpool for my postcard collection, which I need to figure out something to do with this postcard collection. Right now, I just put all of my postcards in a drawer, and then I look at them every so often, and I'm like, these are so cool. Some textile markers. That's really cool. She sent me these little notebooks. Is that not perfect for me? Like, one, I am a complete notebook hoarder. I even have gone to the point of making my own notebooks, because why not? And then that's the other side. So it's 2 notebooks. So this is just, it's so me. And then he sent me some more candy. This is from M&S. It's called You're Magical, and they're gummy unicorns. And I really think that it's so, what is the word, like, adorable that British people or people in the UK call candies sweets. I love that. Like, it's just a sweet. The next thing in the box, when I pulled it out of the box, I gasped like, oh my gosh. My mom was like, what happened? What is it? It's a whole box, y'all. I have consumed this tea one time, and it tastes delicious. It's like cake. It's cake in a teacup. And the day that I brewed that tea, I brewed it, I want to say 2 or 3 times from the same tea bag, which for a white tea is amazing. And I have had a box of this in my Amazon cart for like only God knows how long, but I haven't pulled the trigger because it was like, to get it here in the US, for whatever reason, like, it's not really sold here, so it was a little pricey. So I was just like holding on it and like looking at it longingly. And then I got a bag of it in a knit-along that I did, or a knit-along that I participated in. I won a prize, and there was a bag of this in there, and I had been like hoarding this little bag, like, I'm not gonna drink it today, it needs to be for a special occasion. And it's actually the tea that I made today, so I'm definitely going to enjoy that later on. But I have a whole box now, guys. Like, this made my day. Thank you so much. So yes, I have that. And then of course she sent some yarn. This one is Northern Lights, 1 ball, 1 shawl, double knitting weight. So those are like really autumnal colors, which is really cool. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it, but I might make a shawl, because 1 ball, 1 shawl. I should just follow instructions, right? And then she sent a ball of Superba Bamboo Superwash. 50% wool, 25% polyamide, 25% viscose. And look at those colors. This is really springtimey. So this might end up being, ow, something's biting me. This might end up being like a sock for spring. I don't know if this is gonna stripe. Should I Google it and find out if it stripes, or just be surprised? I don't know. And lastly, in the bottom of the box are some buttons in bright, happy colors, and they're wood, so that's really cool. So adding these to my button collection that Lamar gave me, my button stash overfloweth. So thank you so much for sending that box to me. I don't know if you want me to mention your name, but you know who you are, and you are awesome. And this just really brightened up my day when I got it. We are not going to have a Black Fibers, Black Threads segment this week. I am putting something together, but I want to do some more research and some more filling out of it before I share it with you guys. But that will just bring us to the last thing that I want to talk about with you, and that is 500 subscribers. 500? I don't have any words, guys. I was talking to my mom last week, and I was like, yeah, Mom, you know, whenever I get to 500 subscribers, I definitely want to do a giveaway. Spoiler, there's a giveaway. I definitely want to do a giveaway, but I think I have some time to try to figure that out, you know. I mean, I wonder how many subscribers I have. And she's like, how many do you have? So I pulled up YouTube, and I think this was last Thursday, I had 495 subscribers on Thursday. And then Saturday, we hit 500. And I was like, I have no time to plan this giveaway. So first, I would love, like, words. Thank you. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you for being here. Thank you for subscribing, for feeling that whatever I am sharing or talking about is worth seeing. Just, you guys are awesome. You know that? You're pretty awesome. You're the bee's knees. Hugs. So, for the giveaway, I have gathered some of my favorite things. Because this kind of like just happened, I haven't filled out the whole like giveaway, like goodie bag, but this is what I have thus far. So first, you will be getting a large Quirky Monday Crafts project bag, complete with the strap. This is one of my favorite fabrics because not only does it have the planets, but also the constellations. And if you are a longtime subscriber, you know that I'm positively obsessed with the night sky. And yes, so that is part one. And then inside the bag is a small notions pouch. Now, this notions pouch was never in the shop. It was meant to be. It is a hand-painted fabric by me. Last August, there was a total eclipse that went across the U.S. And me, Lamar, and a couple of our friends drove up to South Carolina to be able to see the total eclipse. And it was magnificent. Just completely amazing. So I got home and I was like, oh, I want to make eclipse bags for the shop. And I actually made 4. Yeah, I made 4 eclipse bags. And this is one of them. So complete limited edition, will not happen again. And to make them even more special, they are lined, can you see, with glittery fabric. So yes, you will receive one of these. I almost hate to part with it, but I was like, if I'm gonna part with one of my prized bags, it is for 500 subscribers because you all are amazing. So yeah, you'll have a total eclipse bag. And right now there's nothing in it, but there will be some tools. I'm going to put some of my favorite little tools. There will be some handmade stitch markers by me. I bought a pair of those snips, that like the little razor blade snips that I was like raving about a couple weeks ago. Bought a pair of those for you, so that will go in there. And just like some other little goodies. I'm probably going to find you some Florida goodies to go in there, because everybody needs Florida goodies. I would love to find something that's like orange blossom-y, because that's a big thing in Florida. But yeah. The last thing that's in this bag right now is this skein of yarn. This is Malabrigo sock in the Diana colorway. I chose this colorway because it reminded me of the like images, like the Hubble telescope images, like the colors that they put in them. So very like spacey and awesome, and it's just beautiful. I got this from one of my local yarn shops called The Knitting Patch, and I was actually sitting there on the floor with like 3 skeins trying to decide which one I wanted to get. So I think it goes I think I chose well. Like, it goes really nicely with the bag, right? So yeah, so that will be in there, and I'm gonna put a couple more goodies in there because I'm a gifter, okay? I'm a gifter, can't help it. So that is going to be the 500 subscriber giveaway. And how do you enter, you want to know? Well, I want to do a Q&A video. I've never done a Q&A video, and I think it's time, especially since we have like so many people who may not know who the heck I am, other than like, she's that quirky girl that does stuff on her front porch in Florida. So yeah, leave me questions. What would you like to know about me? About my crafty life, about my life in general, anything. Yeah. So basically, if you would like to win this goodie bag, leave a comment down below ASAP with questions about what you would like to know about me, and then at the end of next week, I will draw for a winner, and this will go out to a lucky person. So, that's everything I got, y'all. That's everything. That's everything. Do-do-do-do, that's everything. You like my shirt? It says, "It's just a phase," and it has moons on it. Yay. So I am going to go and chill out in the backyard. I will probably work on one of those works in progresses. Nope, I'm gonna work on this blanket so I can get this done for the cow. So that's everything. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today. Thank you for subscribing. If you have ever shared this podcast with anybody else, thank you. I don't know how much more I can say thank you. From the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for being a part of my universe. You all have a wonderful, beautiful week. Happy crafting. Happy everything. Join in the giveaway, the As Seen on TV Cal, the soon-to-be mental health awareness, love bombing. Just bye.